All right, you guys, come on in, come on in, come on in. It's time for the Belle Collective Season 3 and 4 reunion. And I have here two of the baddest Bells that I know on the lean. I have the one and only Asia. How you doing, Miss Asia?
I'm good. How you doing? How you doing?
How you doing? I'm doing all right. Oh, word to Wendy. Oh, she's not there, but still, you know. And how you doing, Sammy?
I'm doing well. And
I
so
know
is
that's
Wendy.
uh,
He tried
Okay.
to take Wendy out of here. Oh my God.
Did.
take care, baby. Um, let's just go ahead and get right into it, Alina, bitch. I did not try to take the Wendy out. Wendy is one of my idols. I just, I was mourning the loss of her show, not the loss of the person.
Okay. We'll accept
Yes.
that.
Thank you.
That worked.
Um, so we're going to get right into the Bell Collective reunion. Danny is not here, but he will be back. He has not been replaced. This is not the other show. Everybody on this show, whether we like them or not, is a part.
It's not married to medicine. I know that.
Not married to medicine. All right. So Teresa's in the black and she's all dressed in the back and she's dressed like all black, like the omen. Oh, before I start, I'm so sorry. Where are my manners? I attempted to get reunion looks. You know, we like to break down the fashions of the reunion. And I'm gonna just say it. I'm not gonna tiptoe around it. On, step your cookies up on. There's no reason why we don't have an individual look of all of the ladies' looks. So I was able to go ahead and get a screenshot, and you'll be able to tell that I took it from my mobile device. A screenshot of all the bells, and the best that I could because a lot of the bells either didn't post or they posted like videos, and so it was hard for me to get a good still shot of their dresses and their looks. But let's break down the fashions first and get into the reunion. I'm sorry. We can start from Marie all the way on around since Marie is the closest. What do we think about Marie's dress? Personally, I thought it was sickening. I thought Marie ate her dress. What did you think, Asia?
I like her dress. You could tell she got her BBL redone or whatever. I think it looks nice.
Oh my
No,
god.
and I got what the BBL comment is not to shame her. I'm all for everybody getting as many
No,
BBL.
no, it's a big deal right now whether or not she got a BBL. So that's what I was
Oh, I
laughing.
thought she admitted it on the show. My bad. So her alleged BBL looks really nice. Um, and it looked nice in the dress. I actually liked the dress. It was a little gaudy, but for Jackson, Mississippi, like I'm not comparing these looks to Housewives. I'm comparing these looks to where they live, like a own network. Yeah, I think she looks very nice. It looks custom. Pass it to you, Sammy.
It does look custom and it fit well. That's all I got.
I liked it. I will say that while it may, be more akin to their location, I think some of these looks, while they may not have the dollar amount that the housewives looks, have behind them, they are way better executed than a lot of the Real Housewives is reunion looks, in my opinion. Next in line on the other side of on the other couch, I wish I would have put up a picture of them couches. Them couches was little baby. The benches next on the park bench is so Gucci, and I've got to tell you, hair down for doom, baby. Yes, so Gucci. Give the girl's hair so Gucci, and I did. It didn't like Goddess looks to me, and I actually liked her little knockoff dress. I feel like I've seen those styles of dresses before, but so Gucci ate her look, her hair, and I like so Gucci. I really actually think so Gucci is my favorite of the reunion.
Oh,
Yes,
hmm
hair's cute, not the dress.
same.
Gucci is my favorite one. I love the hair. The dress. You know what? The dress is not all that, but I love it on her because we don't usually get to see her dressed up. She's been in a lot of that fitness gear and
She looks really soft.
yeah, she looks. That's a good way to put it. She looks very soft compared to what she usually given to the show. But she looks the best to me out of all the girls.
She's
Oh,
getting
like
Ashley Darby with
Oh,
the
okay.
dress.
Oh,
Ashley
Ashley would wear the
wish.
dress. She would.
Mm.
I feel like okay. Let's do that. Yeah, let's get into that. Next is the queen to be,
Mm-mm-mm.
and I don't know what's stiffer, the hair or the dress. I didn't like any of it. I'm okay with the idea. I thought the hair could have been better executed. The dress, is okay. But I think that just saying that that is who you chose to, give is quite a statement in itself because if you remember the character from the actual movie, the only thing that she was ever groomed or taught to be was another man's queen. And so for this person who is Letitia Pearson Enterprises and the biggest boss and this and that, I just thought it was highly contradictory of the women that she portrays, and therefore I thought it was poorly executed because the lady was the queen to be, but she was not even the queen. So why would you dress as to be if you're supposed to be the queen? I can go on for days on a tangent about how that didn't correlate. Asia, what did you think?
It's a no for Asia. It's a no.
Okay.
Yeah, that's an ill-fitting dress. I feel like custom, yeah, but like you a big girl, and at the end of the day, you have to be able to display your girls a
The
certain way
titties were bad, yeah.
on TV. I don't care. You know what it is with me and the looks. It's because it's on national television. If you walk
Mhm.
around all day, every day doing this, like I have no critique. But on television, like this is your best.
Yeah, the boobs were bad.
It terrible. The shoulders are bad, and it doesn't go with the hair. And you can tell she's gained weight at this point. It rounds out her stomach. She looks pregnant sitting there.
Yeah, it didn't do her any favors. It just seems like they ran out of material or something. I don't know. It was just too. It just looks. It looked like she's like stuffed herself in it, and then the hair. You got the glue showing, and it just no. And then for her to introduce it, like, yeah, I'm their queen. What these girls look at me as, like, no, Letitia, this was you should have picked something else because this was not it. This
It
was
was
not it at
poorly
all.
executed for
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah.
Sammy, I agree. Poorly executed. Then next we have dressed in all black like the Omen. Latrice never owned anything Rogers. What did you guys think of Latrice's look? It's not offensive. It's not. It's safe. I would say it's safe. And sometimes safe is the best thing you could be. But for Latrice Rogers, I would expect for her to be a little bit more daring. So I was a bit disappointed. But it is a safe, clean look. I have no nothing negative about the look. It was just safe, and I think that Latrice could bend the rules a little bit more. That's what I think.
I liked it.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
like
it
it.
was easy. Like, you can't go wrong with it. Her hair's nice, the makeup's pretty, it fits well, but it wasn't like wow. But she looks it's good.
She looked great though. I mean, she looked great, but I just
She's her outfit matches her personality. Like
ooh,
at the end of the day, I will get into a little bit later, but she's very mediocre as a woman, not as a
ooh,
business woman, but as like a woman, she's just very average in her personality, in her delivery, and everything. She's so the dress fits.
mm, 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 mm. Next we have to her. I don't know what it is about these Real Housewives and these Ric Flair robes. Kenya, everybody on these shows. Kenya had on a robe this season at her reunion. Robin had it on a robe this season at her reunion with the Feather Boas. I wish I had a picture of Ric Flair so I could put it up if you guys don't know who he is, but look it up and you'll see what I'm referring to. And man, I don't know. Do we want to just say what we want to say this episode, or are we going to be PG and
Yeah,
PC?
go
What we're
ahead.
going to do? Say we want to say.
Yeah.
I don't know what's older looking, that face or that dress. Tamara Cherie, get it together, Tamara Cherie.
Well,
I don't hear nobody disagreeing.
yeah, it just and you know what? Okay, so what really annoyed me the most out of all of this is the whole bringing them out one by one, and then she walked out there with them slides on. Why you just could have them girls sitting on the couch? She could already have her shoes on. So, like,
Mhm.
I hated it. And then the dress, it just she wanted to be home with that baby or something because she didn't put no effort, or I don't know if she had this design. She thought she was gonna kill it, but it was not it. The hair, it was just the makeup. It looked like it was like used like chalk,
It
like off the
wasn't
side.
flattering.
Yeah, it was just
I'll cut
She,
her some slack because she just had the baby.
yes, I was going to say, she showed up to the reunion and said, here, damn, oh my God. Yeah, I'm here. And last but most certainly least, I mean, not least, Keisha, I like the color on her. Um, I like the color on her. I thought that her body was snatched and cinched. And that's one of the best looks that I've seen, Aikisha. Her style game has stepped up considerably considerably over the last two seasons, 3 and 4. And yeah, I don't have any really harsh critiques about Aikisha. It wasn't offensive. I thought it was nice. She looked soft and pretty. And that's what I have for her. What did you guys think?
I agree. Very soft, very pretty. I love the color. She was cute. She was cute. She's
Only
my
thing,
second favorite next to Gucci.
Okay.
I didn't like her hair, but I like literally everything. And the only thing about her hair that I didn't like was the bump at the top.
I feel like we see her wearing hair all the time.
Oh, say it again.
I feel like we see her wear this style all the time or something similar. So
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's her style. But some people just have what works for them, and that's what they like to do. And they ain't giving us nothing else. So don't ask, and don't expect. What
not
does
in
it
the
say at the
budget.
top? Can y'all see? Does that say Bell Collective?
Yes.
Oh, I got it right. Yay. All right, you guys, let's move on. Teresa's in the back, dressed in all black like the Omen. Tisha is ready to show up like a queen, as they don't take the humble Tisha, so they're gonna get the queen to be. That is just the dumbest thing. Who thought about that?
Her,
Letitia.
her husband.
It's like Keisha's birthday, as this was filmed during Leo season. So we are now in Capricorn season. Marie's still mad about the Capitol. That's and I read it just how I wrote it. Marie's still mad about the Capitol. And Carlos makes his entrance, and so do the Bells, and the reunion begins. What do you guys think about the backstage? The Bells making their entrance, as you guys have already mentioned. Sammy, Carlos making his entrance. What you think about all of that?
It gave me nothing from the backstage to the entrance. It was all just it could have been axed. He trying to like he does not need to follow that Housewives format. It seems like that's what he's trying to do, and it's not working over here. They're not doing it right.
I didn't mind the backstage. I wouldn't even have minded seeing them walk out, but to make it like an announcement of them walking out and sitting down, because that's what made it cringy. So I think again his like taste level is in question a little bit in terms of producing and what's needed and what's not needed and what needs to be edited out. But it's still overall it's okay. But just get some more like don't be Tyler Perry to it and do everything yourself. And I feel like that's what he's doing. He's not letting other people put their input because like I agree with you, Sammy. It looked weird introducing her with her shoes off as she was wobbling out to the floor, and she didn't gave birth to this little girl a couple days ago.
It wasn't. It took like it was no glamour. Like it just was like what is this part for? Just we know who they are.
Mhm.
All right, that is their squares, and that's what they think. We start with the up and down friendship of Letitia and Latrice, and we get right into the 95 comment. Letitia says that she got calls, comments, questions, and concerns, as well as emails about Latrice's comment. Latrice says that is a lie because they spoke immediately after the event, and Letitia had nothing bad to say. She only had praise. Latrice says even Letitia's sister had nothing bad to say, and she praised her as well. Um, she also adds that they never spoke about the 9 to 5 comment. Letitia says that that is a lie, and Latrice has a problem with lying. Latrice tells Tisha that she won't make her out to be a liar today. And Letitia says Latrice made her out to be a liar regarding the text messages in relation to Tambra, Cherie, and Aikisha. Letitia then says that Latrice demolishes people with her lies when she could demolish Latrice with her truth. Latrice says, demolish me, baby. Demolish me, because I want to be demolished. And now I have a sudden urge to listen to this song by this young lady named TXS when she was like, I don't want to self-destruct. I'd rather be destroyed. Y'all know who that is?
No.
She goes
She
by
was like
Nevaeh
Summer
now.
Walker right before Summer Walker popped.
It was a really good album.
It's a really good album. Is that a fair, accurate assessment, Sammy? Summer Walker before Summer Pop? Because I feel like she came out and then boom, Summer came out.
That's good.
Because she
I like
disappeared.
her.
Anyway,
Yeah.
anyway. So she'd rather be destroyed like TXS. And she didn't do it. Letitia should have destroyed her right then and demolished her right then because she wanted to be demolished so bad, demolished that ass. Anyway, Letitia has more peace than Latrice will ever have, and Latrice is empty behind her eyes. She's also miserable, according to Letitia. Latrice says that Letitia is jealous and wants her life. Letitia says, baby, don't nobody want Cliff, and tells Latrice that she's a jealous, miserable B word. Whew. Mm-mm-mm. She then tells Latrice that she ain't S over and over again. You ain't S, baby. You ain't S. Latrice tries to fire back, saying that all of these hoes income, and before she could even get it fixed out of her mouth to finish the rest of it, Akeisha said, well, you can leave all us hoes out of it, baby, because we're not even talking to you. And I know you're not talking about income, so you may want to sit on back somewhere and keep talking to who you need to talk to, that girl with that bad hairstyle and that bad dress, because you're not directing over this way, boo. Anyway, Lord Jesus. So then Latrice says that Letitia and Marie will call her up on three-way and call to conspire against the rest of the girls. And they say that that is a flat-out lie. They never did it. I think they did it. But we're going to get into it. I'm definitely about to turn it over to you guys. She says that she makes it clear, you and your B word. And Letitia says, listen, we don't have to call names. I she just called that lady every name in the book, but neither here nor there. Latrice is fighting back tears, but wants to let Carlos know that it's not about the impending death of her friendship with her big sis, Letitia. Uh, Treese feels like Letitia shouldn't have waited for weeks to call her and tell her that she offended the guests. Marie agrees that Latrice was drunk, and Aikisha says that everyone asked, was Treese drunk? But she wasn't there to confirm. And the audience reaction on the situation is mixed. What did you guys think about Latrice versus Letitia? Me personally, I am disappointed to see how far it's fallen, but I knew after those comments that were being made by both parties during the season, it was not going to go down without a fight at the reunion. I do hate when I see what appears to be genuine friendships and budding friendships go awry. But now it's starting to make me question: was it ever a friendship or was it an alliance? And I want to say, was it a friendship on Latrice's behalf, because the reason why I feel like Letitia did attempt to make a genuine friendship out of her relationship with Latrice is because she went to bat against her real friend Marie on many occasions for many seasons in support of Latrice, right or wrong. So that's why I feel that Letitia attempted to be a good friend to Latrice, but I am not sure if Latrice really felt that way in return, because it seems like to be Latrice's friend, you have to be a yes man to do it, in my opinion. Asia, what do you think?
I okay, they got right to it with the art. They got
They did.
right
I
to
mean,
it.
I was not expecting that.
Woo, woke me right on up. See, this is the stuff we need, Carlos. This is the stuff we need. Um, in terms of them going back and forth, the comment that really got me is that stuff is a lie because we talked right after. So if the emails and the complaints came in weeks after, it's not a lie. And she was telling you after it was too much. So I think that Latrice doesn't, is she not smart? Like, is she a little dingy? Because like, how do you not put two and two together when it comes to a timeline? If she's telling you as the comments are coming in, she could have exaggerated them or something. Like, I was waiting for her to say something like that, but just to say it flat out didn't happen, it clearly did. Because Letitia, or yeah, Letitia didn't really even seemingly have anything wrong with what she said, but the feedback she got is when she brought it to her when it was too much. On top of her having other type of beef, but it did happen and we clearly saw it. I don't like the fact that she keeps saying all you girls and y'all jealous and these girls don't want your life, because I think that they all know that she really don't have no money and she is is dependent on Cliff. No matter how good
Oh,
her business is or isn't doing, that wealth comes from her man, and don't nobody want that. So to sit here and really say any of these women are jealous of the other, I really wouldn't want none of their lives. I'll take a piece here and here. But those comments, like, she got to calm down. I'm glad Keisha called her out on it, because, like, no, we don't care about. We all not jealous. We're sitting here. So that lets me know Treese thinks she better than them. She thinks she better than them, and they know it. And I think that they're about to be fed up with it. Could be. It could just, be a symptom of the hurt she got behind her eyes or whatever. Tisha said about her, but it hit home. It was true because she was fighting them tears back for sure. Sammy,
You know, for Letitia, I get it. I get like what she was saying to Latrice may reign true, but I don't feel like she should have been going that hard because we watched you chasing your husband through the parking lot. We watched you sitting at dinners crying. So you're not much better than her. Now, in regards to I agree with you. The timeline, like if y'all talked right after the brunch, of course she can't give you any negative feedback if it has not come in yet. But with that being said, I am curious because of all the people in the audience were wondering was she drunk. I'm sure that those whispers were kind of soon. So did Letitia not make it an issue until she got more complaints or until Marie then started saying you don't hold her accountable? Because and then the whole we're not friends comment. So I don't know if that's what really made her
I
start going
actually think
hard
it
on.
was the all of the above, Sammy.
Yeah. So as far as Latrice, like I'm glad Akeisha jumped in there because like she told her, nobody wants her life but you. And for me as a viewer, I'm questioning if she even wants her life at this point because she does not seem happy. She does not seem happy. There for okay, this is where it gets mixed for me because Marie and Latrice don't like each other, but somehow they're on the phone in cahoots on three-way with Letitia trying to get it together for Akeisha. So I don't. It's like the story is all over the place, but it only gets off track and confusing when the story starts coming from Latrice. That girl is lying about something. I don't know what part she's lying about just yet, but she lying about something, and it's gonna come out, and I can't wait because they twisted my head with all this back and forth in regards to the text messages
And
and
the lies, I can't.
yeah,
It's first.
and
Go ahead. I'm
it's
sorry.
so funny watching because season one, Latrice was so timid to me, and she was, I thought she was gonna let them run over her, but I remember her saying at that first reunion she was about to start coming out her bag on them, but I did not think that it would tumble into what it is now. Like she's a total bitch at this point.
Welcome. One thing about Sammy and me, we do a lot of shows together. We do, and we talk a lot together. We are pretty close as bells, I would say. And one thing I like about Sammy is he always has to come back.
She's been a bitch, but she's a total bitch at this point, and
You
that's
talking
just
about me or Latrice?
both.
I mean, so I yeah, Latrice, but I don't know if it's because she's defending so much. She's fighting with the bear. She got to defend her marriage. I don't know if all of it together is just making her just be like but it's not coming across good. It's not coming across good at all.
Oh, she was
Asia got
just
me about to holler.
she was
Asia got me about
drunk.
to holler. Yeah. Go ahead,
So
Asia. Oh my God.
she was drunk. Like, if nothing else confirmed, like it's 100%
I'm
confirmed.
so tipsy.
I
You
mean,
can
that
find
was
yourself.
confirmed, but like like those were actual complaints of her being drunk. When you had too much to drink and it just shows like you literally, you don't have to take accountability for it, but you do have to acknowledge like, all right, yeah, I was a little
But
drunk.
I still want Letitia to be accountable for that as well. You know, this girl is not a public speaker. When you drink liquor, it gets you drunk. So what did you think was going to happen when she drank liquor? Were you expecting her to slur or something? You
Sammy,
expect
do me
her?
a favor. Come out and come back in. Your connection chopping up. Okay. Sorry about that, you guys. We're gonna bring them out, bring them back, bring them out, bring them out. We're gonna bring them out, bring them back in, so he can finish his thought. I had a thought, and as sometimes they happen on these platforms,
Love it.
they kind of disappear. So I honestly forgot what I was gonna say, but it was gonna be good. Oh, I know what I was going to say.
Say it.
Let me see if he's back just yet, you guys. Give me 1 second.
Don't
Okay.
forget.
No, I'm not. I actually know what I was going to say. I'm waiting on him to come back so I can get it out, but I guess I'll get started. So the reason why I believe that Latrice and Letitia um, did call, what's her name? Excuse me, not Latrice. Why I feel like Letitia and Marie did call Treese and they were all on the phone conspiring is because remember at the mid of season two, Marie There was a part of this show during season two and where Marie and Latrice were actually getting along towards the latter half of season two before we got back to the reunion and everything rehashed and they started going back and forth again. There was a small part of them because that was when they were saying that Tambra Cherie was lying about Aikisha and wanting her on a text message. And at that particular moment, in that particular instance, where everyone was calling Tambra Cherie a liar, Marie, Letitia, and not so, which excuse me, and Latrice were all on the same side of the fence regarding whether or not they were lying. And remember, they had that. Remember, they all linked up and had drinks, and they were getting along. And that Maria and Latrice was like, "I like you better when you drunk," and that was the first time Glenn popped up on the first time Glenn popped up on Letitia during season two. And so they have had moments where they have been on the same side of the fence and in cahoots about certain issues. I felt the same way about certain issues, most especially Timberline. So there was a phone call had. I believe that. I believe there was a conversation had. What I don't know is who is actually telling the truth about the whereabouts of the conversation. But it now makes me doubt a little bit of what Letitia is saying because she's saying that it never happened, and I don't believe that it never happened. Maybe she's saying that the conversation about setting her up never happened, but we actually have spoken on the phone, but it wasn't to set her up or
That's
whatever.
what
I don't know.
that's what I'm getting because there's no I if I'm cool with you for 2 seconds, ain't no way I'm plotting with you. There's no way I'm plotting with you. That ain't happening. I'm plotting with my day ones, but not you, because I
Not
still
true.
actually don't like you. We just have a common enemy right now. So the plot doesn't to me doesn't make sense. Now, did they probably get on the phone and talk shit together about her? Yes. But did
They
they
definitely
plot
did.
against her? No. Absolutely not. And it still doesn't make sense because all this is happening after it came out that Tambra said, right? Tambra said that, or they're saying Tambra said that it was her who didn't want Aikisha on the text. So they would have had the plot before they didn't like Tambra.
Can I say that I love my bells? Y'all know I love the bells, as we all do because we're here. Um, what is most frustrating for me as a viewer is, on certain shows you have one liar, quad, fader. Um, on this show, you don't know who is lying and who is telling the truth because the context is missing all of the time. And for me, it is frustrating to have to piece together stuff and leave it up to my interpretation. I actually don't want to leave it up to my interpretation. Who lying? Who telling the truth? Because I honestly don't care. You know what I mean? And so every time somebody says something, it's quickly invalidated by the other person saying it's a lie, and this is a lie, this is a lie, this is a lie. And we've seen just about everyone on this particular platform get caught in a lie or lie on camera or whatever. And it's like, I don't trust nobody. And I hate to say it, but the only person I feel like I can trust is Aikisha. Oh,
Yeah, I need Carlos to really quell that argument and get the answers because
we're
we
not getting
still we
anything.
still don't know. We
We
still
I
don't
don't
know.
know.
to me, Marie not a liar, and neither is Aikisha.
Oh, I can see Marie not being a liar. I can see that. I'm gonna have to go through my little notes and make sure, but I can see that I can see that. But let's move on because we do have to talk about Latrice versus So Gucci. Latrice was in the hot seat this whole episode, baby. So, and she felt miserably. She got burnt. She was buoyant. The whole reunion, this part one. Latrice says she was working with two realtors at the same time she was working with So Gucci, and that Gucci was not on her mind. Everybody in the group kind of just is like, you were working with two realtors at the same time. That's already an issue. Gucci says that Treese was rushing her to secure a building, and she's still not in the building that she secured without her. Read. All she had to do was pick up the phone and contact her. So Gucci does. Tree says that she didn't know that it was an issue until the cameras began rolling, and she didn't think so Gucci cared at all. Gucci says she spent her time and energy on the deal, so of course she cared about it. And Gucci says that, excuse me, Tree says that she didn't owe So Gucci an apology at all. As a matter of fact, she owes her nothing, not for contacting her at all, for doing the deal, all of her actions. She does not owe her an apology for any of her actions. Um, which even had Carlos floored. So Gucci says that she never sent the papers making it official, and that was her fault. And she dragged her feet on that. But she also thought that Latrice was her friend, and she was doing it. She was taking her time to make it official because it was her friend, and she never thought that Latrice would be a snake to her. Latrice does not think that there, excuse me, didn't think that there was a problem because so Gucci actually liked the announcement once she secured the building, and Gucci says, "I did it because I was being petty," and everybody agrees that they would have done the same thing. Excuse me. Um, to round out that segment, I'm sorry, you guys. Latrice is asked if she lied when she said that Gucci was the best realtor or the top realtor in the state, and Latrice admits that yes, it was a lie, and everybody is like, "What? What are you doing?" And my favorite response to them admitting that her admitting was a lie was Marie in the back. Oh my God, or whatever she said. I'm sorry, Marie took me out. That whole her background comments, this whole scene took me out. Um, Latrice says, yes, she lied to make Gucci look good. She says, but the difference is the Bells lie on Latrice to make her look bad. Akeisha, with her bumps in, and she advocates for So Gucci, saying that for as long as she's known So Gucci has closed her listings. Latrice says that she knows that So Gucci closes as well, and Akeisha says, I know you know because you're the one going behind her back, pulling up her records. Another snake move by Latrice. Everybody is floored, and Marie says that that's the psychopath S that she's talking about when it comes to Latrice. And you know what? We're gonna put a pin on that one because I have a comment about that. But Latrice says that she didn't personally go around looking for it, but she has friends who own brokerages, and they went ahead and told her um, her listing record, and at the time it was maybe 5 listings at the most. And she threw that in there as a dig. That was definitely a dig. Excuse me, my throat is so dry, y'all. I apologize. Let me get through the rest of this. My God, today. Um, so she only sold 5 listings, and so Gucci goes ahead and makes it known that by the end of the second quarter, she has sold over $2 million in real estate listings. And we end that portion there. Akeisha then says that she's heard rumors, but she never believed them regarding Latrice. However, she does see a lot of hurt and pain to the point that Latrice projects and it goes beyond the group. She says that Latrice is childish and her demeanor is a defense mechanism. She's always searching and finding things to use against the Bells, and that no one wants to be Latrice but Latrice. Latrice says we can disagree to disagree, and Akeisha and I are even more confused because what the hell does that mean? Um, you guys go ahead. I'm about to die.
I just want to say, Akeisha said, "Well, what is there to disagree with?" That took me out.
You know what? I don't, for the whole Marie and Latrice beef has to have started behind her feeling like Marie was trying to tarnish her brand with the hair. And then she comes on here and then she says that so Gucci only sold 5 homes or whatever the case may be, based on the information she got from her friend. It's just like another hypocritical move. Even for Marie to say to her, why are you trying to bring information to the show? That's what you were trying to do with Tambra's ex. It's like everybody just being big hypocrites. Everybody's getting on my nerves. Everybody's getting on my nerves tonight, except for at this point, Akeisha and So Gucci.
Hmm.
Um, Listen, when Akeisha told Latrice that, it did something to her because she kind of just she stopped for the rest of the reunion. I think it's some truth into that. I don't know what I'm curious about. What I'm curious to know is this: Akeisha saying that based on just like from a viewer's perspective,
Hmm.
or is she because she's around Latrice, or she's out there in the city, she's hearing whispers about stuff. Like, what is making her say that? Because I believe it, but I don't know if the Bells have like more information, or are they just saying it based on how she's acting? Because she's literally lashing out on everybody except for the person she needs to be lashing out on.
Yep.
And when we see the preview for next week's episode, the way that she's trying to you know, coddle Joshy but still not upset Cliff, that's saying something to me. Like she can't really just be vulnerable in the way that she wants to be because of that man. Them girls know something, and she knows them girls know something, and that's probably why she's so defensive. That's why she's clawing at everybody because she don't know which way it's coming from or when it's gonna come, but she's just ready to fight about it. Latrice is down bad right now. Like this was a horrible reunion for her, and this only the first damn part.
And it was justifiably so, in my opinion, because I just have soured on Latrice so much this season. I don't like her as a character. I don't know her as a person. I don't like her as a character on this show. I don't think that she should be removed from the show, but I don't think that she's doing herself any favors because as of right now, she's at odds with Letitia. She's at odds with Marie. She's at odds with Sogucci. And listen, whether she want to admit it or not, she's at odds with Akeisha because Akeisha is not necessarily coming for her, but she is setting the record straight and letting the record show in regards to Latrice. So I would say that that is her only ally being, of course, Tambra Sharia, and that's like having one leg in an ass kicking contest. You are on your own. Because she's gonna tell you to take care, baby, and she's gonna go on about her day in her tulle skirt. With that being said, it now clicks to me the reason why Latrice fights so dirty, and that's because she's not quick on her feet. She cannot read. She cannot throw shade. She is a pretty girl, and she's probably used to, as we mentioned earlier, having yes men and having that kind of stuff in her corner. So she doesn't really have to read, because if she was going to read anybody, it would be her husband, and she does not. So I think that's why she fights so devious and so dirty and so maniacal. And it wins herself no favors. Eventually, you throw enough digs and you do enough digging around. I don't want to film with her, so
Yeah.
she can ruin my business too. So she can go digging on me too. Nobody digs on you. We telling you what we see on the screen. We're telling you what we see when we're around you. We're clearing you with your truth. You're going to dig in secrets and doing, just you're just very deep and dangerous. It's not cool. And I honestly, even though I think that she's good, great television as far as what she represents, there's got to be another Belle and Jackson who could represent that. That's a beat girl with a fabulous business and a fabulous lifestyle. Allegedly, we have not seen the fab lifestyle at all this season from her. To be honest with you, so there's got to be another girl in Jackson who can give what she gives. The only way that I see her making a path in this group is by them bringing in a mutual friend or a friend of hers. Because even if you say that she's attached to Tambra Cherie, when you look at Tambra's relationships within the group, they're strained as well. You get what I'm saying? So honestly, if the Bells want to have events and that include you and Tambra, as we're going to get into in just a few moments, that Tambra has attempted to do to Maria allegedly, they will be well within reason because not only have you guys done it first, but you've given them reason because you take it past the show. And once you take it past the show, I don't want to deal with you no more as a person. Like if we were in a panel and y'all was digging up stuff on me and then we coming to review the Bells and you talking about, well, Trace, what about this when you did this? Girl, I'm not filming with her no more. Take her down. I ain't working with it's either me or her.
And I have to say, being that Latrice is the one who kind of said, "Hey, Akeisha, this is what happened. We tried to, they tried to set you up." It seemed like Akeisha was like giving her grace or being friendly with her throughout the season. So for her to be jumping on her ass now, I don't know if it's because in defense of Soguchi or if Akeisha in her head is now basically realizing that Latrice lied to me. Y'all all did this. You came to me and tried to make it something else. Now I'm watching all of y'all, but you came to me and lied and tried to clean your,
Clean your
wash your hands of it. So now I'm on to you. I,
So
I don't
so
know
she
what
thinks
it
she knew
is.
she was next. I'm sorry, go ahead.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm curious to know because Akeisha just she's on Latrice and it seems like out of nowhere because they were good throughout the season, but it's like now she's probably had some time to sit and think or she's talked to people or something because now she don't see it for Latrice anymore.
Akeisha's not stupid.
Yeah, it's like
And
okay,
Latrice is not that bright.
yeah,
Well,
So
there it is.
I mean that's what it is. Now with Latrice, something's going on. Everybody can tell. You don't have to talk to her to know that she got some darkness behind her. Her
Yeah.
receipts keep failing. Like her digging up people's info really never works out well for her because I'm pretty sure Sto Gucci can easily say, I sold 5 houses that quarter, not in my entire career. So what next? When your friends pull my records, have them do it right. Like I think Latrice really didn't bring that to the show, or maybe she tried, they just didn't show it. Because she can't really get the dirt she want on people because at the end of the day, these are not necessarily bad. None of them are really bad people. The only person who probably got some little shady business going on is Latrice.
And you know what? Them girls, they need to get them reading hats on because Latrice, you using your resources all wrong. You got friends in the brokerage business and you looking at my sales. Well, you need to be trying to get somebody up in here to help you finish your goddamn building. Use your friends for the right things.
Yeah, and so
You know
Gucci
somebody I can
clocked her
contract to
so
get this
good
building
with that.
fixed.
So Gucci clocked her good with that.
Yeah,
Like
like,
you saw, you was rushing me, but look, you still right now. It's a year and a half later. You still ain't in your building. So
So
what's
do
up?
you have the money? That's my question. Where's the
No,
money?
Cliff has the money, and I think that they all know that. I think that's the thing that they're not saying. I think Cliff has the money. Cliff controls the money. She can move out, but she needs Joshy as that emotional support. Because when she don't have Josh, she really ain't got nobody. It's clear as day.
But
And
that's her own doing too, Asia.
yeah, but that's I mean, I see that. I'm
Yeah,
glad.
yeah. Well, I'm not saying that. I'm just,
But yeah,
yeah.
it is her doing. And I think at some point it's how she's acting is understandable. Her personality, everything about her is understandable, and I don't have a problem with it. It's her age, and it's the fact that she's not trying to fix it actively. So you on this show, you going down bad, and you going down bad swinging, like, and everybody is just stomping you while you're down. Like you still getting your ass beat, and you don't even like feel it. You just like, huh? And you on the ground saying, and your mama. Like, girl, at some
Mhm.
point, realize like you are not okay. And it's okay to not be okay, but to have it happen on TV and for you to still be so stoic and not try to actually fix
Stoic. It's a wonderful word for her. Go
it.
ahead. That's a
Stoic.
wonderful word that describes her.
But she
Cause
just like
she like y'all are not going to knock her down regardless of how hard y'all swing,
she's already
how
on
wrong
the
she
ground
is.
though.
She not going. You know what? Chase asking, does she have the money? That kind of just she might not have it, but Cliff has that money. So the fact that this building is not done, this is why she's pissed off. This is why she acting a fool because she can't leave him because he's in control, but he ain't doing nothing because clearly she ain't doing something he wants her to do, which is I think the
Which is
baby
do the building his way. You know she want a chandelier in
his
every
way,
room, and he
give him the
like, what?
baby, and so she's stuck. She's stuck. So she finna get everybody ass because she can't get Cliff. That's what's wrong with her.
Yeah,
He ain't giving up that money
at
because
the end of the
between
day,
Cliff, between your husband and your brother, why is this building not done yet?
a sugar baby is a sugar baby, and you always gonna be a sugar baby. These
Mm-hmm.
you can have, I can sell bundles and all, and it could be successful. But me coming from like industry of consumer goods, like I know when you start actually making money off of this, and when it's a good business, but you have to pour into your business. She don't got no money, and she has money, but whatever she has probably just goes straight back into her business. The lifestyle she lives is off of her husband.
And that's why I think that comment Marie makes later on is what made her get ready to fight.
And we're gonna get into it, y'all. Thank
Yeah.
y'all for viewing. Thank y'all for watching. Thank y'all for being loyal. We know. Just thank y'all for being loyal and holding us down. I know that there's gonna be someone in the comment section, in the group chat comment section, upset that we're whooping Latrice's ass. But oh well. I'll see you in the comment section, and you
Well,
know
we
who
got
you are.
we can whoop somebody else's ass next week. It's okay. You don't know us
Um,
like that.
yeah, I mean, because Cliff gonna get his ass whooped for sure.
You
Cliff
never
did make me laugh at the beginning when he said he don't want to have to deal with nobody with the name start with a J, baby. That baby holler. Cliff funny. He's messy, but he's funny. Speaking of messy and funny, I guess not. We'll speak of Akeisha instead. Bumpit clarifies in her video package after that airs that she is not in competition with Letitia and there is no comparison. So she wants to make that very clear. She says that the building that Letitia wanted in season one is still available. And Letitia says that right now her focus is on getting her money up after her husband her marital issues. She realized that, hey, I need to get my money together just in case I need to do anything else for me and mine in the future. Um, she Letitia admits that she didn't have the finances to do anything on Ferris Street in season one. And Akeisha says that she would have asked Letitia to join her in the Ferris Street project, but at the time they weren't in a good place, and they honestly have not been in a good place until season three. Akeisha says that they moved on, and Letitia admits that she speaks to Aikisha the most in the collective, which I thought was a shocking revelation. Um, Aikisha says that she's playing Monopoly on Ferris Street and plans to get one building at a time, as opposed to buying the whole block since they denied her for buying the whole block. She omitted to add that in there. But she's put in a proposal for a building, and Rome was not built in a day, and neither was Ferris Street. Um, Anything on Aikisha's moment?
I will say I like the way that her and Letitia handled the conversation. Now, my only issue with Aikisha has been, yes, you were already working on the Fair Street thing before you came to the collective. You said that's the reason why you came, but given conversations that she had with Letitia, it had to been clear to her that like Letitia did not have the finances that were necessary to do whatever it is they're trying to do. So when she came on here, it gave my issue with her was it gave like she knows Letitia can't do it, so she finna clear her and make her look like lesser than me.
Like
And
rubbish.
then you saying y'all didn't work together because of the y'all had an issue, but the issue came from you with the plates. So it's like, did you come in here intentionally and that was your let me go ahead and start my riff with her so I don't have to work with her on the Fair Street and I can get it done and show her how she should have done it? Or did you just happen to really just be upset about the dirty bowl and it just transpired into everything else? That was my issue with Aikisha. She came on very, to me, she felt like she was better than Letitia, so she
A
was gonna,
snob.
yeah, she was gonna rub it in and make sure that we knew that too, or that Letitia knew it too. So I don't know, but I mean, I like how they did handle the conversation. Maybe they can work together on it now. And I like that Letitia admitted, like, look, I ain't got the money to do the shit. I ain't got it. I'm trying, but right now I ain't got it. That's why I'm gonna pass the baton to Aikisha. So, and I also like that Letitia cleared that Aikisha did not take her plan. That's something she had on her own. So we can kill that too, Marie.
I don't know if we can kill it, but I think that that is a comment. That's a agree to disagree. Like, fine, you can have it. We know what it is, but she did come in. Keisha, this is what Latrice should have done. Seeing that I came in a little too hot, I'm doing too much. Let me pull back and change my story and my narrative. That's what Trish should be doing, and that is what Aikisha is doing in my eyes. Because she did come in talking about the girl plates is dirty, pretty much
People hate her. Hated her.
like for no reason. From what we see, for no reason. Like, oh, I'm gonna shit on this girl. She saw that she looked a little colorist. She looked like she was a snob or one of those southern snobs or whatever. Like, she just was not looking
Don't
good.
mean to cut you off, but don't forget to add the comment that she already made to Tamara about ain't no cute girls in Jackson. So she
Ain't no
already
cute
came
girls.
in there.
And
No.
She came in with, and I'm not calling her a colorist or anything, but that's what she was giving. And when you're not that, like, you definitely want to backpedal on how you are coming off because your bias is definitely showing whether you mean it or not. That's what it was looking like. So Aikisha's like, this is not the type of person I am. Let me figure this out. Let me fix this. And she came up with this new story, which I like, but I do also like the fact that Letitia was like, look, I got the money for it, but my husband was acting up and I'd rather use that money for myself and keep my family together. Like, I'm not going to use my savings for this project. I'm going to use this savings to make sure me and my kid, or is there a kid or kids, we're good, and me and my baby, we're going to be all right. We're going to live a good life. She was giving me
oh,
lemonade vibes with it. So I like how they ended. I still think Aikisha came in was like, I know Tisha can't do this shit. So let me show him how it's about to get done.
And Tisha, I thought Tisha was going to get some reading going, but she kind of pulled back on it because she was making the remarks like, Aikisha came in here. She said she got connections. She got the family. So like she said, girl, you got all this. What's going on? But
why
she
you ain't
kind of,
got the building?
yeah, she pulled it back, I feel like. But I was like, oh, here we go. But I like that they shook hands on it and moved on. But
I
I
think they
sure was.
genuinely like each other, which is why they was like, I'm trying not to go there with you, girl.
It's okay to not like each other. You don't have to like everybody. Everybody's not meant to like everybody. But when it comes to business, if they can actually work together and get something done, it's going to be beneficial. You don't gotta like each other. You can hire people to get that third party stuff done. But when you put the two minds together, it probably will come out to be a good situation because, like we all said, Akeisha ain't got far either because the building Letitia wanted is still available, but Akeisha's proposal at the time still was not accepted for the whole street or the building.
And you
Catch.
know what's gonna suck for Latrice? She did all that to try to pit them girls against each other, and they gonna
And they
out of
come
sake of not
together.
liking her, they're gonna
Yeah.
probably really form genuine bonds, and she just gonna be SOL.
Yeah,
That's why I said she's gonna need a friend to come in to somebody because
but ain't nobody
I
gonna
don't
like
see a
the
path
friend
forward
either.
at Timmy.
Nobody gonna like her friend.
Guilty by association.
Yeah,
Get her
nobody's
ass out of here too. That's what they're gonna be saying.
ain't nobody
But
gonna
that's
like.
why I said it has to be a mutual one. Somebody that they know and like who also likes her. You get what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know who that person is because it most
What's her
certainly
name?
isn't.
The Megan Thee Stallion. What's her name?
I love Mel.
Yeah,
Male.
her.
Mel the Stallion. Um, well, maybe Mel can have a more expanded role because it seems like her role was a little diminished this season, even though she's kind of like a friend of the show. She was more prominent in season 1 and 2 than she was seasons 3 and 4. So I don't know. But speaking of friends that they all know and could probably depend on, we speak about Jacqueline, and it's time for this capital confusion, honey. So let's get this out of the way because this capital thing is wearing me low. So Gucci says that Tamara sent her a text message saying that all of the bells were requested at the Capitol to be honored, all but one, due to alleged fraud. Timber says everyone was initially invited, and Timber says she's guilty of not directly contacting Marie herself. She told Letitia that Marie was disinvited and repeated what she was told, verbatim to Letitia. Marie says that she was told the Bells were invited by Letitia to the Capitol, but then was sent another message immediately thereafter by Letitia saying that she was not invited herself, as in Marie, to the Capitol event. Marie says that Tamara definitely was the one who had something to do with this because at the Lupus Gala, or the Lupus Prom, whatever you want to call it, Letitia, um, the she says that Tamara told her at the Lupus Prom that Letitia was supposed to have invited her to the Lupus, excuse me, to the Capitol herself, and she thought that that was confusing, and I do as well. Tambra assumed Letitia would just invite her. Letitia says, watching the show, she sees that Tambra's cousin Jacqueline was there as their tour guide at the Capitol, and it was confirmed that she was not the tour guide, but she did welcome them to the Capitol. So it's only making sense to Marie that Tambra had something to do with it since her cousin does work down to the Capitol. This is the same cousin who excluded Letitia and Marie from the surprise gender reveal slash baby shower. And Letitia sends her congratulations, which I thought was cute and shady. And congratulations, by the way. She feels that Tamara and her cousin were in cahoots, and Marie says she wouldn't have come to the reveal anyway. And Tamara says good because she didn't want her there either. So they're in agreement on that accord. Marie says that they didn't get recognized anyway, and it didn't go down because the biggest boss in Jackson was not in the building. I feel that Marie caught Tambra in a lie because if she's not invited, she's not invited. Then why are you expecting Letitia to invite her to a capital event that she's not invited in? Which further goes to the lengths to prove that not only is that a lie, in my opinion, and you guys may can go ahead and very well debunk that uh, Latrice is a liar as well because she kept told, oh, we were honored, baby, down to the thing. We were recognized down to the Capitol, baby, baby. They did that big one, and they did not want you there, honey. Da 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 da. Blase and the squad, and that was just not the case. So not only was it not in the cards for her to go, it was also made to put on airs by uh, the other Bells that don't like Marie that it was some sort of event, that it wasn't to add double salt into the wound. What do you guys think about that whole capital confusion?
So Tamra did it. And the only reason she didn't do Letitia as well because she wouldn't have been able to say that wasn't my doing if she excluded the both of them. So she picked the one that she couldn't stand the most. Um, that also being that she, we could say alleged, but anybody would common sense and a clear brain knows that Tamara is responsible for Marie not being a part of that. Now, she said it was all of them at first, and then she received a text message saying, well, not Marie, because of the fraud stuff. So then she told Letitia to tell Marie, well, not her. But being that she's not being honest about this, we know Latrice has been flapping her mouth. Now it makes me think, well, hell, that whole scene y'all set up with the girl from West Seal, did y'all talk about that off, on the phone and said we're gonna get on these cameras and we're gonna tell Akeisha that this is what happened so we can clear our names for the whole text message thing? Because now we don't know, y'all are not trustworthy anymore. We don't know what the hell is going on. Anything could be a lie. Like, and then y'all are doing things that you kind of really can't get out of. How in the hell are you going to say that you had nothing to do with that, but then your cousin is the tour guide, the advisor, whatever the hell she is? Like Letitia said, she was heavily involved in the whole Capitol thing. Like, Tamara, just go on and say, just like Akeisha said, go on and tell her, just say you was glad the bitch wasn't there, because that's what they want to hear. They're not going to stop until you say that you glad that she wasn't there. And that's what she needs to say, because at this point, they're liars. They're liars. They're liars. They look
Who
ridiculous.
all you think is the liar in this situation?
In regards to the Capitol thing,
Mm-hmm.
Latrice and Tamara.
Mm-hmm.
Latrice and Tamara. And the way that the last episode, the way like we talked about that too, the way that Latrice was like forcing it into Marie. Well, nah, girl, we were honored. Like that was. It's late. I wanted to say too. Akeisha was reading them girls, and they were just shaking their head. No, because remember when they were talking about the whole. It reminded me when you said Marie's comment about the biggest boss and such. But when they were talking about how Akeisha couldn't get all the stuff on Fair Street, she was like, "We got all these so-called CEOs here, like they should know how the business work." She was reading them girls on the sly. I was
That's
loving it.
nothing.
I was loving it.
A
Yeah.
little, she did a little bit. She did a little. So she threw a sprinkle in there for
Throw
sure.
your shade.
Sprinkle. I don't have much to say about this. Tamara's lie. I didn't catch Letitia's like lying, but I hear you and I agree, and I think that's my biggest issue with Letitia. Like, you're
Wait,
not
Letitia or Latrice?
Letitia. I mean, sorry, Latrice.
Okay.
My bad. You just throw too much salt on it and you don't think it through. Like, you got to think the whole lie through if you really want it to be successful. And that's why I'm like, you're not smart enough to be this unlikable. I feel like when you are unlikable people, that is fine, but you got to be smart about it and how you interact with people. Like, I know firsthand because I can be unlikable, but I'm smart. So at the end of the day, I could do a lot more things, but you cannot, like, Akeisha's unlikable, but she's not stupid. So she can read you a little bit. She can throw some business, and when her business stuff doesn't go well, she can still kind of walk around it and be like, "Hope you forgot." But the way that Tamara moves, it's just not smart. It's your cousin. You sent out the text. You said she wasn't invited. Then you said you thought Tisha was going to invite her. Which one is it? Which one is it? And then you see at the end when Marie saw that it was just a field trip, she didn't even care.
She bust out laughing.
She was like,
Yeah.
"Oh," and that tells me.
Latrice bust out laughing.
But you know what it is? That tells me that Marie is really about her business. Like, at the end of the day, I don't think she really cares what these people think about her personally, but how people think about her business is a big deal to her because she works really hard on it. Her personal life is probably to the pitter to the shitter. And we saw with season 1 with her man and even the stuff with her mom. But that business, she takes seriously.
And speaking of her taking those business, I believe she takes her business serious, but she needs to kind of stay away from the words of psychopaths and stuff like that when she's
Yeah.
charging at Latrice, given what she does. Because,
Well, she would be the one to be able to accurately diagnose it. Is that correct or is that true?
I
I
think
don't
that's.
think I don't think so. I don't think she's a doctor.
She's not
Yeah.
a doctor, but she,
She
she
has
houses.
whole
I
house
don't know. Let me not say that.
facilities.
That's
Yeah.
something you send in that text message group. You got to take her out of it first, though. But that's something you send in that group. Don't put it on the camera because then they're gonna
Don't
start.
put it on the camera. Actually, don't put it in text either because it's gonna show up on camera.
That you know
Yeah, because
what?
baby, one thing about it, Latrice gonna go digging through them records. Anyway, as we finish at the reunion, we break for lunch. but not before another exchange of words between Latrice and Letitia. Latrice said that everything that Letitia said was a lie, and calls Treese an insecure B word. Treese and Marie did get into it, and Marie asked Treese what she wants to do about it because she'll beat the brakes off of her. And Treese is called, and then she called off of Treese, and then she calls Latrice, her words, not mine, a maggot ass wench who's a husband made bitch. I was like, ooh. Tree says that Marie broke ass wish that she had a husband and she needs to get a car.
What did that mean? What happened?
She can't read. She can't.
You don't have a well. Marie says that that's a lie on her Twitter because she showed a Lexus truck in her garage.
Of
But
course.
again,
That was
it
6 months
happened in
ago.
Leo season, and it is now Capricorn season, so she may have cashed that check
When
and got
does
the
Marie
house
not
for
have
her.
a vehicle? Like, what?
Oh, it's hot right now, dog. Anyway, she needs to get her a car. Meanwhile, Maria's ready to get up out of her dress and get to fighting because she's completely about that life and she ain't doing no talking. Carlos is with Treese talking her down, and Marie tells Treese to worry about her prenup because the only thing that she has ownership is to her name. The cameras go down, and we are done with season whatever, part one of the Bell Collective reunion. At this point, they should have let them get in their face a little bit and let them fight a little bit and then break it up. Because, I mean, I know we're not supposed to advocate for that, but I kind of want to see it. I'm not going to lie. And I found it interesting that Carlos was with Latrice, and it makes me feel that maybe Carlos is with Latrice because that may be the person he may have to do the most, coaxing and coddling to because she is on an island by herself on Scary Island, and nobody
Well,
is in her corner. So he has to be there with her so he can make sure she returns next season. I know that may be a bit of a reach, but that's what I got out of it. What did you guys think about the end of the reunion and the reunion part one as a whole before we go ahead and lean out?
Hell, I don't think he talking about return next season. Let me cool her ass down so she can return and we can finish this reunion because she might get pissed off and leave. But you
Yeah,
know what I realized, what I think personally a big issue for Latrice and Letitia is that friendship between Glenn and Cliff. Neither one of them like it too much. So that's another reason for them to go at each other's heads, especially from Latricia's point of view. Like Cliff is so-called buddy and giving Glenn all these tips and ideas or whatever, and whatever he's saying, apparently Glenn and Letitia they doing good now. When he's still over here causing me hell. So this bitch happy off the advice from my husband, but he can't even apply it to me. I think they got a lot going on them too. Aside from the whole drunk during the brunch and the not my real friend comment, I really do think that Cliff and Glenn becoming so close is helping push them to apart from each other. I really do.
Asia.
I I don't have much to say about this part except for Teresa's scared, and
She was
she's
scared of that girl. Yeah, she ain't want to Marie.
scared, and she by herself. And I think she finally having to cash her checks, and that's a scary thing. Like, are they gonna bounce? Is there money in the account? Like, I think Latrice is scared because she's spent 3 seasons like picking and plotting and doing all this stuff, and it has somebody come at you. Like when Tisha turned around and came at her, that was one thing. But then when Marie was like, "Come on," and then she said something to Marie too, and then it turned into that. Like, where you have to cash your check. She's cashing her checks, and it's a scary thing because she knows some of them gonna bounce. At the end of the day, I don't think that I'll beat your ass is a smart move. Just do it. That's how I am. Like,
I know that song.
I don't like all the talking. Just go do it. Beat her ass. Just do it.
I don't know because when Letitia turned around, she was pissed for real. She was because that whole "you are an insecure bitch" that was she meant that like
That came from the
she
guts
meant that
of
she
that
is sick
body
of Latrice.
stress.
Like she was pissed for real. But
Yeah.
it's a lot. I'm sure Latrice is like this shit didn't got real. Like I've been around here playing and picking, and now we're here. We're at this point.
Cash your checks, Latrice.
Yeah.
And she's losing probably her safe space because where you finna go and run to aside from Joshy when Cliff get to acting a fool when you need somebody to talk to.
And
Like
Joshy is scared of Cliff, so or not scared of, but like uncomfortable around Cliff.
I think
So
he's scared for her.
yeah, like he's not. I don't think he's scared of him. Like let me walk that
Yeah.
back. But he's uncomfortable around him because of the way he like treats him. And then yeah, he's scared for his friend. But Fred, if you being stupid, there's only so much that I could do in your relationship. And I really think the moment that Latrice walks away from Cliff, they will band together with her.
Yeah.
They
I
will.
was
But
gonna say,
she has to make the decision to change
I
her.
think I'm sorry, go ahead. I'm so sorry.
No, that's it. That's it. She has to change her life.
I think that if there was ever a time to do it, it needs to be while she has the security and safeties of this network and the cameras and the
Mhm.
production and the
Okay.
girls. I think if you're gonna leave, you need to go ahead and get on out. As soon as season 4 rolls around, if you guys get renewed, get out. Get out. Because it's miserable, and I think she's having to cash a lot of checks, as you mentioned earlier. And the biggest one that's coming due is the check that she's written to be with this man.
Mm.
At what cost are you willing to pay to continue to be with the man who yokes you up at the end bar while they're playing got my drink, got my whiskey? You know what I mean? Like, at what cost are you willing to pay losing your big sis? Because you have so much unrest going on in your relationship that is spilling into other avenues. At what cost are you willing to lose your business because this man is holding the purse strings to your business and you know that you need him to fund it? But without that funding, you can't get the production that you need in order to grow your business. So you got to continue to kissing his ass and doing things that you don't want to do because you want to be with a man. And again, that is spilling into your relationships with your friends, like the big dog Latrice, excuse me, Letitia. At what cost are you willing to pay to keep this facade up? And sometimes you have to tuck your tail between your legs, go to your mama house, cut a slice of that humble pie, and eat it.
Mm.
Re-energize yourself, reinvigorate yourself, and move on with the next portion of your life, which is reinventing yourself. You have a business. You have two businesses at this point. You have Goddess Lens and you have the show. The show is a business. You can do this. If you need to get out, now is the time to get out. And I don't think that we'll ever forget the things that you did to us while you were going through it, but we're most certainly willing to forgive the things that you did to us because you were in a bad situation. All you got to do, see, I think that she thinks that vulnerability is having a mental breakdown and crying and doing all this and doing all that. Some people aren't made to do that, and that's okay. But being vulnerable is having the ability to be honest about situations no matter how hard they are. And because you're not willing to give people that particular portion of your life, and I'm not saying that you have to, but because they're putting it all on the line and they're being vulnerable with one another, whether it's good, bad, ugly, and they get publicly ridiculed for being honest about their situations, you see it and you don't want that for yourself, but they're able to be honest about their situations on their terms and be liberated from them situations. And you are not. You the only person holding Latrice hostage is Latrice. And I want her to give herself the permission to let herself be free. I really do.
She needs to
Because
grow
at this
up.
point, she's got to grow
Grow
up. It's
If
childish.
if she takes anything from this reunion out of all the cussing out and the lashes that she got, she needs to take that in regards to what you said about leaving like now while she can. She should take what Letitia was saying about why she couldn't get Ferris Street. Her and Glenn were not doing well, so she had to rearrange some things to make sure that she was gonna be good. Latrice should have listened to that really, really hard. Like, cause
She's not listening to them. She
or it's gonna
checked
be
out.
she gonna be a Miss Quad. She going through it with that husband. She can't tell them what's going on. Then she's gonna be trying to leave, and it's gonna be too late. I don't
Oh
know.
yeah.
She better figure it out.
Beautiful gowns though. She's a beautiful girl. Her life could be so great if she just.
Come on, move down that land and get you a little wrap, a little ball, of girl, and going back
I'm
to
not trying
Jackson
to
and
be funny.
Florida
But
show.
the moment she's on the market, she's gonna get snatched
She's
up.
gone.
She's going to get snatched. Leave that old man, girl. I see girls all the time, like in so many situations that pick too quick, baby. Nope, you have way more potential. You can get you somebody. Forget the player, go get the coach. That's my mentality. And you can go get the coach, but you got to believe me that you can get the coach, that you worth a coach.
Come on,
I'm gonna
affirmations.
send her down to the owner. She can you turn to the coach. She needs to own it at this point. But Latrice is, and the way that he spoke to Josh about that whole when I make a threat, I must follow through with
It
it.
was so
Oh, they would have had to
homophobic.
take me up out of there because I would have been on cliff head. They would have to be. They would. I wouldn't been able to film no more because it was so nasty in the way that she couldn't even really console him because she's, I think, afraid to piss Cliff off for being kind to him. Somebody needs to whip Cliff ass.
Listen,
I,
we've left
I
it for
wish they
you.
could mute Treese.
Yeah, we left it for you with more questions than answers, more lies than the truth,
Mm.
and more parts to go. So we will be back same time next week. Asia, Sammy, thank you. Danny, we'll be seeing you soon. And you guys continue to lean in with us. And we're going to go ahead and lean out, man. This has left me on a somber note because we want the best for you, but you got to want it for yourself. And that starts with being truthful about your situations and what the real is going on. And I just don't know if she has the capacity to do so. So we'll see moving forward. With that being said, we'll lean in. See you soon. Mwah.
Good
Good night,
night.
everyone. Bye. Let's see, because I'm on this thing, girl, and I don't know how to do it. Let's see.